Good evening everybody and welcome to Apex Racing TV and BSRTC Race Night. No, you are not having deja vu. We are back here at the Brands Hatch circuit in the United Kingdom. After the technical issues last week, iRacing suffered. We are going to rerun this meeting. Well, we're not going to rerun the meeting, we're going to run the rest of the races of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. And also as an extra treat for you, also got 3 BSR Porsche Cup races for you as well. Hello everybody, I'm Andrew Woodhouse. I'm alongside Sam Kumo. Adam Bath is hot-footing it in from Nottingham as we speak, so he'll be along shortly, probably in about an hour or so. So you've got me, unfortunately, for the first couple of races. I just see the viewer count drop instantly as everyone hears that unfortunate news. But yeah, first round of the Porsches. Then we did have a Porsche race last week. Our very own Sam Kumo was involved in, and yeah, it was a good first race. It was an exciting battle, and we also had one race from the Kia. Now I'm just going to find the results. I do have the results here. A little bit rushed on my end, I must admit. Right. I do have the results from last week's races, and here they are. So, BSR Porsche Cup last week's race was won by Andy Shield ahead of Christian Rose, then Pete Newman. It was a CQR 1-2-3. Sam Kumo was in 4th, and then it was Stefan Hoog in 5th, Steve Hefford 6th, 7th Dan Blake, 8th Lewis Bibby, 9th Ewan Tyndall, and Adam McNally was in 10th place. Now this should be, if we've got it right, as one's about to end, we're going to go down to the grid in just a few seconds. This should be reverse grid in championship order. So yeah, we're going to have a quick look at that, and we're going to see whether that is indeed as intended, and make sure that obviously the issues have definitely been fixed. Oh, that's essentially the result from last week's race in there. So Andy Shield is on pole position ahead of Christian Rose, then it's Pete Newman, then Steve Hefford, Dan Blake in 5th, 6th Adam McNally, 7th Matt Bunn, 8th Michael Blake, 9th Conrad Ventus, 10th Steve Richardson, then it's Anwar Smith in 11th, Simon Landemore 12th, Dave Taylor in 13th, Jim King in 14th, 15th Ashley Blakehood, 16th Jamie Rushworth, 17th Adam Delmont, and Taylor Lane is in 18th place. I don't think the grid's correct, but well, CQR are going to be extremely happy with that. I'm not sure everyone else will be. So I am going to just see whether anything's going to happen with this here. See whether they're actually going to take the start on this one, because otherwise, a little bit pointless. But of course, okay, yeah. Well, the CQR drivers are eager to continue, but why wouldn't they be? Okay, green light is on at Brands Hatch. Start by Shield. Oh, there's a problem there. There's contact. Hear it. Oh, there's a crash. 93. Christian Rose is off. Off goes everyone. It looks like Venter is off. CQR car spun round, and this is, the track was blocked there for a minute. Still crashing at the back. Oh no! There we go, bang! Into Druids. I'm not even sure who these are. Adrian King and Anwar Smith. That's one of the worst starts I've ever seen. And well, there we go. That's Andy Shield. Look at this, the lead he's got. And in second, it's Pete Newman. At least for now. Dan Blake. Right, it's Matthew Bunn going up in second place. Dan Blake's having a look up the inside. That's a good move there, isn't it? Into Druids Bend. Gets gets tapped on the quarter panel there by 58, Pete Newman. But Dan Blake, he made that tremendous move, and all of it just going to waste. There's a car off in the background, and that is Simon Landemore, I think. As they come round to complete lap 2, Andy Shield leads, then it's Pete Newman. Oh, sorry, not Pete Newman, it's Matthew Bunn. Apologies. Then it's Dan Blake, then it's Pete Newman. Oh, Newman's been passed by by Michael Blake, but Blake is off. He's in the gravel. It was a good start by Blake. He had a lunge into Paddock Hill Bend. Didn't look like that would pay off, and indeed it did. Chaotic start here. We've got 3 of these tonight. I guess the drivers aren't hanging about. You would have thought they would be racing better with each other after having essentially 2 weeks to practice, but I guess not. Oh, Matthew Bunn had a massive slide coming out of the final corner. He really did. And very nearly lost the Porsche 911. So everything, there's a problem going on with everything out here. The grid, looks like the grid was obviously wrong. And then looks like Josh Thompson couldn't even get in the session. So everything's going off here. Jamie Rushworth going to make his way through the field. He's having a look on Taylor Lane into Druids. Lane around the outside, Rushworth on the inside. Rushworth, former British Sim Races Touring Car Champion. Already with some damage as he was one of the victims of the shunt coming out of Paddock Hill. He's under pressure from Adam Delmont. Conrad Venter at the back of this group as well. Venter had a spin on the first lap. He took a little bit of damage, not too much, but enough to hinder the cheese and wine car. Apex Racing UK. And here comes Taylor Lane trying to get back at Jamie Rushworth. Usually when Jamie Rushworth goes through on you, that'll be the last you see of it. 18-lap race tonight here, as will all the 3 Porsche races be. Andy Shield, car 007. And of Matthew Bunn. 1.9 seconds is the advantage. Let's see what it is this time around. See what Shield's lap time is. It's 45.358. Matt Bunn was slightly quicker, 45.186. Dan Blake did a 45.7. So these two in a league of their own at the front. And that CQR will be hoping that that continues. But again, I do think the grid was botched. We're going to have to see there really. As Steve Richardson going through on Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth going all the way around the outside. And 2 BSRTC veterans here side by side. Richardson is going to hold the outside line, but he's got damage to his Pro Sim car. Great sounding straight 6 engine this. And yeah, of course, fantastic car here on iRacing. If you want to get involved, this is iRacing.com. Just need a wheel and pedal set and a good enough PC to run it. Fear not, it runs on most PCs of a decent quality. It runs on my PC. My PC is quite old now, it's about 5 years old. It runs perfect. So get yourself there and get yourself over to BSRHub.com. Sign up for this league as well. And also, I forget, you do get 3 months for the price of 1. iRacing membership, if you use the code PR-BSRTC. As off goes Taylor Lane. Off onto the grass verge. Coming out of Graham Hill Bend. Just a mistake there and nothing serious. Able to gain control of that Porsche 911 once more. Head off up the field. Excuse me. Steve Richardson ahead of Adam Delmont. Delmont, can he get a good run through Paddock Hill Bend? And so does Steve Richardson. So Richardson with that line, which is so popular with the touring car drivers, an early apex into Druids. Doesn't really lose you anything. It's really the exit that's important there. Although Richardson goes wide coming out of Graham Hill Bend, it's not going to be quite enough for Delmont to close in. I mentioned last week on the broadcast with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson that it's a very difficult track to overtake on, but you can do it if you're forceful, but you have to be decisive. Doing half moves is not going to help anybody, and let's see what Adam Delmont can do here in the battle for 8th place. Richardson started 10th up to 8th. Delmont started 17th. He's now in 9th, he thinks about it. Again, Richardson's line is perfect. The man who's a BSRTC race winner. Doing well with the damaged car here, to be fair, Steve Richardson. Now, just in front of them, you see Jamie Rushworth attacking Simon Landemore. It's another Pro Sim car, Landemore, number 17. Jamie Rushworth, number 3. Here he goes, up the inside, down the main straight. Not really straight, is it? And the brakes into Paddock Hill Bend, beautifully done. And a bit of a twitch through the corner, but Rushworth very capable of, of avoiding disaster there. But that was a poor line. He's lucky he could use that outside line so well. Relatively, it's dusty out there. It's relatively clean from marbles and things like that. There's not really many. Race 1 of the evening. And off goes Landemore, very wide. Richardson still battling with Delmont. This is a great scrap out here in the Porsche 911s. BSR Porsche Cup. Andrew Woodhouse with you, alongside Sam Kumo, who's doing the cameras. We're like the walking wounded here today. Alex Simpson is ill, fortunately, and so Sam as well. But he's soldiering on there without a voice for the most part. So well done. Good job it wasn't needed for this one, in fairness, isn't it? Landemore. Dear me. Almost did his best. Was it Tom Onslow Cole who ended up in that tyre barrier a few years ago? Adam would definitely tell me, but he's not here, unfortunately, at the minute. Beautiful sunshine here at Brands Hatch. Really talk about the track conditions out there. It's 22 degrees, air temperature 29 degrees is the track temperature, so pretty warm at the Kent circuit. Here comes Delmont. Having a look, has to switch to the other side now as Richardson continues to defend very well. Just an update for you at the front, just while we watch this battle, is that Andy Shield has now increased the lead to 3 seconds, so it's a much more consistent middle part of the race than Matthew Bunn. 3.17 seconds now. Dan Blake is in third, 7.3 behind. Then it's Pete Newman. We're focused on this scrap for 7th position between Simon Landemore and Steve Richardson of Pro Sim. Then it's Adam Delmont. Then it's Conrad Venter of Apex Racing UK. Great scrap this. And Richardson trying to find a way past Landemore, who's struggling in the middle part of the race here. He start behind Richardson and Venter. Again, he goes very wide through Graham Hill Bend. There is an incident limit here of 11, but you don't want to run off track too often. That might be another one for Landemore, as he's really struggling to get the car slowed down. This might allow his teammate to really pressure. Landemore gets a good exit as he fires the Porsche 911 out of the... and we've lost Venter. Where's he gone? Oh. Into Conrad. He's coming through Graham Hill Bend. Oh, I think he was he disqualified? I think he might have been disqualified there, so might be the first incident victim of that incident limit. We've lost Christian Rose, by the way, as well. We lost Steve Hefford, Dave Taylor and Adrian King and Ashley Blake Hood, so they were the casualties of lap 1. Didn't get a chance to even go through those. Everyone else still out there competing. What happened to Steve Richardson as well? There might have been a mistake there. Excuse me. Landemore struggling with his braking scheme. So much understeer under braking. Car's just ploughing on in a straight line. Maybe crank that brake bias back a little bit. Get that rear end to turn. Because at the minute it's just understeer city. It might be quite safe, but he's struggling to stay ahead of Adam Delmont here. He's a quick driver. He's already gained 9 positions. He wants to gain another. Get an even 10. course, we know all about the perfect 10 this weekend. Over the last week, should I say. Oh, look at that. Brilliant slide by Landemore. Absolutely, he's on the ragged edge now, he really is. And Adam Delmont, he needs to figure out exactly how he's going to get through. I think his best chance might be just slide up the inside into clearways here, the final corner. Landemore's having all sorts of problems with understeer, and here we go, we might get an overlap here. Adam Delmont, could be the moment for him with 2 laps to go. Goes down the inside, Landemore's aggressive on the brakes. This is a great battle, look at that, fantastic. Brilliant defending, and he has to come across here and cut him off, that's good. Seems to have either found the brake bias button or... oh, Richardson in the background. Richardson a half spin. Keeps it going. He loses a place to Lane, but 12 seconds ahead of Blake, so that shouldn't be a problem for him in terms of losing any more positions. Till this battle goes on. Till it rages. But on to the last lap is Andy Shield. Let's tell you what, let's look at the remainder of his race. Through Graham Hill Bend, and it's just Surtees and clear ways to go. And a masterclass from Andy Shield. Did start at the front, whether that's right or not, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter because he's gone and done it in the end. Andy Shield takes 2 in a row here at Brands Hatch. He wins the first race of the evening. He was going to get 3rd because that's quite close. Pete Newman quite get up there. Adam McNally 5th, Jamie Rushworth 6th. Oh, this is so close between Landemore and Delmont. Delmont might be able to steal it here. He's on the inside. Is he going to pull it off? Oh, no. I think they've finished. I think they've crossed the line. Adam Delmont gets 8th place. Oh, well, I tell you what, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it in style. Taylor Lane in 9th. Steve Richardson in 10th. 11th is Michael Blake, and Anwar Smith is the last man running in 12th. Fantastic. A really good race, that. I enjoyed that. And, yeah, the wreckage of Delmont's car and Landemore's car for all to see on the main straight. Okay, then. Quick rundown of the finishers. Andy Shield winning by 4.5 seconds ahead of Dan Blake. And it was Pete Newman in 4th, 5th Adam McNally, 6th Jamie Rushworth, and 7th was Adam Delmont. Simon Landemore was 8th. After that spectacular finish, Taylor Lane was 9th, Steve Richardson in 10th, Michael Blake 11th, and Anwar Smith in 12th. 13th, Conrad Venter, retiring with what probably was a disqualification, actually. Christian Rose, 14 laps down in 14th, and then those we lost on the first lap of the race. Steve Hefford in 15th, 16th Dave Taylor Piggott, 17th Adi King, and Ashley Blakehood in 18th. Right then, so we'll be back very shortly for race 1 of tonight's BSRTC action. We've got 3 Porsche and 3 Kia tonight. It's a little change from usual, so don't go anywhere because we will be back in about a few minutes' time, really, for round 1 of tonight's BSRTC. That will be round 6 of the season, and that will follow on with the reverse grid, hopefully, from round 1 last week. So join us back here in just a few minutes when we'll continue our programme from Brands Hatch. We'll see you soon.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, welcome back to the Brands Hatch circuit, and welcome to round 6 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Now, of course, we did have a race last week, and that did affect the standings. It did count in the end, so I'll just take you through the championship standings as we have them. Frederick Rasmussen leads the way on 467 points. It's 57 ahead of Andreas Katz. Then it's Pete Harrod and Jake Blackwell who are tied in third with 403. Michael Hall is in fifth. Paul Smith is in sixth. Russell Laidler is seventh. Eighth, George Simmons. Ninth, Nico Foggy. And David Baker is in 10th. Trying to see if we can get the AM category. I don't think... wait a minute. No, I didn't quite have the AM category there. I will try and find that for you. Here it is. Nico Foggy is by far the leading AM driver at the moment. 370 points. Leading by 61 points, over Robert Graham, who has 309. Then it's John Roberts in third. Gordon Anderson in fourth. Fifth is Matthew Keeber. Gareth Hicklin in sixth. Seventh, Stephen Baxter. Eighth, Craig McLeod-Evans. Ninth, Roy Furker. And Lon Murray in 10th. If we move over to the teams standings, CQR with Race Hub actually ahead of their senior team counterparts, 35 points ahead. And then it's Apex Racing in third, Asher Racing in fourth, fifth is Pro Sim. Sixth is Alphalatech, JMR in seventh, eighth Boosted, ninth GT Omega, Automech Performance in 10th, Sim Gear in 11th, and Automech Knock Hill in 12th. Okay, just to fill you in, because the reverse grid is going to stand from last week. I believe, if my memory serves me rightly, we'll find out in about a minute, I believe it was 26 was the last reverse grid position. We'll take you through the finishing order then from race 1. Frederick Rasmussen won the race by 6/10 of a second over Daniel Kraft. George Simmons was third ahead of Andreas Katz in fourth. Wojciech Svidovic in fifth. 6th, Pete Harrod. 7th, David Baker. 8th, Stelin Chepelevsky. 9th, Jake Blackwell. And 10th, Michael Hall. 11th, Sven Glatzel. 12th, Diogo Melro. 13th, Rusty Laidler. 14th, Richard Gore. 15th, Dan Hunt. 16th, Stuart McFadden. Simon Fielding, 17th. And Nico Foggy in 18th. John Roberts, 19th. And Kip Stevens in 20th. So they'll be reversed from 26th. I'm trying to remember who the pole sitter is. Cannot for the life of me, so we're going to have to go back to we're going to actually have to find that out again, because it is from where we left off, so it's like that break never happened. We've got 3 races here tonight, the rerun of the Brands Hatch Indy meeting, and you know what, fantastic turnout here, considering the delays, considering some of the drivers are probably sick of this place now after practicing it for 2 weeks. 51 cars on the grid here. That is the vast majority of the drivers that started last week's meeting. Okay, and it looks like Jamie Ayres is going to be on pole position with Ross McFarlane alongside him. McFarlane with the Scottish flag on his car. Ashley Sutton is in third. He was obviously racing here in the BTCC last week. He did well, but was involved in stuff that wasn't really down to him, to be fair. Paul Smith was in fourth. Next, Max Wright, fifth. Kip Stevens, sixth. Seventh, John Roberts. Eighth, Nico Foggy. Ninth, Stuart McFadden. And 10th, Daniel Hunt. Waiting on the start here. It's going to be interesting to see once more how they get off this grid, this slanting, sloping grid. Jamie Ayres with the Welsh flag on the top of his car. Going to be ready. The leader's into Paddock Hill Bend. Now as the green light is on, Ayres gets away well. He counter steers against the hill. Decent start from Sutton. Great start by Smith. He's on the outside, 3 wide in Paddock Hill. That's not going to work, I don't think. And it doesn't work for him. We saw a big crash here in the Porsches. Look at the dust and dirt and rubbish being thrown up onto the circuit here. If everyone gets round... Oh, there's a crash on the outside of Druids. I didn't see who it was. I can't get to it. 37 is... 37. Daniel Hunt was crashed out in the background. There's also Team Mad Car. It's in trouble as well. Get the list of casualties in a minute. Ashley Sutton going for the lead then. Goes down the inside of Jamie Ayres. Ayres getting a decent run out of Paddock Hill Bend, but he's not going to be in a position to challenge Sutton. It's Druids, so it's Sutton, then Ayres, then Smith, then McFarlane, and Stevens. Then Max Wright, John Roberts, Sven Glatzel's up 6 positions already. Fantastic start by him. And it's Richard Gore in 9th and Stelian Chepelevsky in 10th, ahead of Wojciech Savinovic. Dick Blackhall in 13th, David Baker 14th, Ricardo Castellino in 17th. Sorry. He's already made up 8 places the first few laps, the French driver. We've lost Diogo Melro, he was one of the ones who was involved in that. Ross Balfour as well. Cesare Rizzo is in the pits with what doesn't look like any damage, but he might have a penalty. We'll have to see whether anything comes of that. Actually, Sutton then leading. Paul Smith doesn't want to let him get away because Sutton's away at the front, you would imagine. But it's going to be very, very hard to combat here. Paul Smith, multiple time race winner here. The BSRTC as someone goes a bit wide through Surtees. And there might have been Jamie Ayres possibly. John Roberts up there for boosted. The advantage of a good starting position, P7. Bit of a split in the field as well, just behind where Rusty Laidler is. Baker and Kraft tagging onto the back of this battle. The championship contenders are all really in this front pack. It's number 29, Rusty Laidler, allows the 2 CQR S-Line cars, sorry, to go through into 13th and 14th positions there. What's going on behind? Having a look, see if there's anything going on to the rear of the field. The answer to that is yes. And that is Michael Blake getting up close and personal with number 32, which is Stuart Atkinson. Oh, these two are going to go side by side. They're almost touching there. I think they might have. Might have been some some quarter panel to front corner contact. Atkinson on the inside. Michael Blake, number 44, trying to get a little bit of an overlap so he can get through into Druids. He won't do it there, but Atkinson leaves the door open. Blake tries to slot on the inside. Atkinson has the outside though, so the exit is not really where Michael Blake wants. Blake gets sort of balked into Graham Hill Bend there. Didn't time that cutback particularly well. Number 13 on the inside, that's Ben Hackerson. The one that boosted motorsports cars. He's going to try and get up the inside of number 44, Michael Blake. 31st place. Atkinson goes into Paddock Hill Bend then, late on the brakes. Hops the curb a little bit. Oh, he's very careful not to hit the 44 there. Oh, and 42 was Nathan Davies. Then he got turned around there. I believe that was by Andrew Whitehead. Go back to the front because Ash Sutton continues to lead. Not by a great deal over Paul Smith, and Smith might be able to smell another victory here. His teammate Sutton makes any mistakes. Somebody's out of line in the middle there. That is number 5, Stelian Chepelevsky. He goes through on John Roberts. That's a good move there by Chepelevsky on the reigning WLSR King of the Ring. That's side by side. That's good racing. Very good racing by Roberts and Chepelevsky. Cheppy goes through. Some good stuff by him. Jamie Ayres all over the place a little bit into Surtees. He had a bit of oversteer. And that looks like it's pushed number 49, Max Wright, a little bit out of line. Also looking at the middle of that group, you've got David Baker and Daniel Kraft. So Kraft's got ahead of Baker and Jake Blackhall. Now Kraft's target is the battle in front, and that's raging between Richard Gore and Sven Glatzel. Also between Roberts and Wojciech Svinovic. Svinovic might be able to have a go into Graham Hill Bend here because, oh, Glatzel! Oh, sorry, that wasn't Svinovic, was it? That was Gore. Because Glatzel hits Wojciech Svinovic. Unbelievable. Very, very close racing in the midfield, and Glatzel, I can see what he was trying to do because there wasn't any other alternative for him. Top 21 drivers separated by 9.1 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. This is classic racing out here. Great touring car racing. We saw a good meeting of the BTCC at the weekend as well. It's great to see that championship back, but BSRTC, I would say, would rival anything that the Rocker Series can produce. I mean, they don't have 51 cars on the grid. We've only 4 retirements after 9 laps, which I think is a minor miracle in itself. Ashley Sutton is not getting away from Paul Smith, so this is good from the Yorkshireman. Against the man who drives for Subaru, of course, in the BTCC. Last seen in a gravel trap somewhere after being punted off a couple of times. Here comes number 15, Kip Stevens. 2 times champion and reigning champion of the Winter Series. He's going to try and go around the outside of Paul Smith into Paddock Hill Bend, but that's not going to happen. Smith decides has got the bit between his teeth here. He's looking for a victory, and somebody's off in the background. I think it was John Roberts. Oh, and Roberts ended up back on the circuit somehow. Exactly happened there. I wonder if we can get a replay of that somehow where Roberts ends up off the circuit. He gets a tap from Wojciech Svinovic. Ends up hitting the wall. There's nothing Roberts can do. Coming back to the middle of the circuit. Look at avoids this damage. I think there was I think Frederick Anderson was one of the ones who avoided disaster. A bit of damage on the Danish driver's car, but it's not extensive. He's actually attacking Rusty Laidler into the Paddock Hill Bend. Have a quick look. Okay. I apologise for the technical issues with my sound, I'm being told, so I do apologise for that. Hopefully everybody can hear me clearly now, maybe. See what we can do. Okay. Ashley Sutton leads, and now because Kip Stevens was attacking Paul Smith and has managed to get through, Sutton's lead is extended to 1 second now. Here comes Ross McFarlane having a look and see if he can get his first podium finish in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Smith defends well. About half distance here on Apex Racing TV. It's the 2017 British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series. The iRacing MSA series, of course. Yeah, I do apologise. Oh, it's, Paul Smith ends up sideways. Ross McFarlane here. They're all coming here now. Selin Chepelewski, Jamie Ayres, Max Wright. Look at this pack. They're going to go 3 wide. Chepelewski's thinking about going to the middle here into Paddock Hill Bend. 3 wide now. Still. And that's clever driving to get out of that predicament, I think. They've all managed to sort themselves out. Jamie Ayres fighting back pretty well here. Stalin Chepelewski, is he gone? So much was happening throughout. I didn't notice that Stalin Chepelewski's disappeared and he's probably got disqualified there. Not entirely sure, but that wouldn't be surprising based on him just suddenly disappearing. Sutton's lead is 1.5. Then it's Smith, then it's Ayres, then it's McFarlane, and then you've got Svinovic, Wright, and Richard Gore, Glatzel, Kraft, and Baker. That is this group, this leading pack. Oh, down the inside goes Layla on Castellino. From a pro driver, Castellino. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah, is that fine? Right, great. Sorry about that, everybody. Don't know what happened. My headset decided to not work halfway through the race, so I do apologise. Sorry about this, everybody. Just a second. Right, I think we're sorted now. Okay, Sutton leads by 2.4 laps to go. Then Stephen Smith airs, but Glatzel. Okay, so let's have a look at this battle. Let's rejoin we were looking at before. That will be fight between. Let's see this fight between Dave Baker, Richard Gore, Rasmussen, Max Wright, Anderson and Svidovic and Castellino and all these guys here. For ultimately it's about 8 players, I think. The train stretches down to about 20. If Richard Gore can have a look on Dave Baker in the hairpin. Then it's the Pro Sim car around the outside of Frederick Rasmussen. Last week's race 1 winner, of course. Oh, it's going to be very close between those two. Oh, man. Rasmussen. Almost disaster for him, but manages to survive. And also Richard Gore manages to keep his 9th position. Because he wants to stay in that top 10. Dramas for Ashley Sutton because he started 3rd in a couple of positions over the first 2 laps, got into the lead quickly. I think that was the key, to control the pace of the race and understand his tyres out there, really look after them, make sure that nothing will trouble him in the late going. Clearways for the final time comes Ashley Sutton. DQRS line, going to take victory here, and it's Sutton to the top step of the podium here at Brands Hatch. If Stevens is going to come enough with 2nd place, what's happened there? The car on the inside, it looks like it's Martinson. Oh no! Big crash on the line. Did Anderson cross the line? Anderson got disqualified before the line. Would you believe it? He'll score points, but only for 42nd place, I think. And I think that was his teammate Joe Martinson. Absolutely no idea what happened there. Absolutely none. There we go, that's one of the strangest things I've seen in a long time. We've seen some strange ones here on Apex Racing TV. I think everyone pretty much has finished. No, and they have. So I'm going to take you through the finishing order then for round 6 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Ashley Sutton takes victory by 5 seconds in the end. He pulled away a lot in the second half of the race from Kip Stevens, and then Paul Smith in 3rd. He'll be ecstatic with that podium finish, I would imagine. Jamie Ayres is in 4th. 5th, Ross McFarlane. 6th, Sven Glatzel. 7th, Daniel Kraft. 8th, David Baker. 9th is Frederick Rasmussen. And 10th was Richard Gore. Max Wright finished a strong 11th, ahead of Ricardo Castrolido. Rusty Laidler in 13th. 14th, Pete Newman. 15th, Joe Simmons. Nico Foggy was 16th. After being shuffled back a little bit during the opening part of the race. Andreas Katz was 17th. Alex Smolensky fought his way up well from 31st to 18th. 19th was Jack McIntyre. 20th, Rob Graham. 21st, Michael Hall. Lowell Murray, 22nd. And 23rd was Wojciech Svidovic. Don't really know what happened to him. Let me show what that was. For Wojciech Svidovic. Mark Woodhouse in 24th. 25th, Alex Everett. 26th, Ben Hackerson. 27th was Michael Blake. I seem to think Wojciech Svidovic might have suffered a slowdown. Nathan Davies, 28th. 29th, Stuart Atkinson. 30th, Matthew Keeber. Daniel Hunt, 31st. 32nd, Stuart McFadden. Andrew Whitehead in 33rd. 34th was Simon Roden. 35th, Scott Malcolm. Then Thorstein Helgerson in 36th. Julian Janowski, 37th. 38th, Roy Vervecker. And then it's Dave Christie in 39th. 40th, Lee Berridge. And Stephen Baxter was 41st. He was the last car on the lead lap. 42nd was Gordon Anderson after that ridiculous end to his race, really, where he was disqualified. And he's not going to be very happy with that whatsoever. Joel Martinson, 43rd, and he calls that at the end, so I expect a severe penalty for that. Laura Bond in 44th, Cesaro Rizzo in 45th. Those two won't score any points. Jake Blackhall, 46th, 47th, Stelin Chepelevsky, after it looked like he was disqualified. 48th, John Roberts. 49th, Ross Balfour. 50th, Pete Harrod. And the first man out, well, it was Melrose in 51st, Diogo Melrose. Okay, so race 1 is complete here. Race 2 of this meeting, effectively, but race 1 of the evening in the Kia Optima. We've got to go through the reverse grid now. And our cameraman, Mr. Kumo, he's going to spin that wheel, and we're going to find out who's going to be on pole position as well. There are 4 full segments on this wheel. Remember, it is the big wheel. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. Who's it going to smile upon here tonight? It is 36. And that will be Thorstein Helgerson. So that's great for him. And he goes, and Simgear, and they go onto the front row alongside Scott Malcolm. And it's Simon Roden, Andrew Whitehead, and Stuart McFadden. So there's some good chances for some drivers who aren't always up at the sharp end to try and get some podium credits and get some good finishes in. So join us back here. We've got Porsche racing coming up just after this break. Join us back here after the break as well for round 2 of the BSR Porsche Cup, and then we have the rest of the meeting in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, BSR Porsche Cup on the Brands Hatch circuit in the United Kingdom. Apologies for the late start. We're back here, lap 5 of 18, Matthew Bunn leading. Already got a 3-second lead, he's absolutely flying out there. Anwar Smith in second place! Oh, at least he was! And very nearly absolute disaster for him. And Venter is off as well. Conrad Venter is well off. Who's that in the middle? Eddie King has spun. So disaster for Conrad. As it was for Anwar Smith throwing away second place, but he's still in third. Locking up hard into Paddock Hill Bend as well. And it's behind him is Hefford and McNally. And it's Jamie Rushworth, number 3. Blake Hood in the 82 car just behind them, also for CQR, and Adam Delmont in P8. Taylor Lane, Venter and Andy Shield. You don't want to go 3 wide there, boys, and they didn't, because Andy Shield decided the smart thing was to just back out of that. I do agree. Shield's got a good run on Venter here. Don't think he's going to be able to do anything into Paddock Hill Bend. Be able to have a sniff into Druids. Conrad trying the outside line through Paddock. He goes to the gravel. And that's not going to make him stop in the car, make it any easier for him to stop the car into Druids. And through goes Andy Shields. So the man who's won 2 races in a row makes it up into the top 10. Anwar Smith and Steve Hefford side by side. Anwar Smith in the Youth Energy car. Lap 8 of 18. BSR Porsche Cup. Druid House, Sam Kuma with you. Brands Hatch. I believe we have Adam Bath with us. Hello, mate.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
How are we doing? Are we in a race?
Yes, we are. Right in the middle of race 2 of the Porsche Cup. Matthew Bunn leads by 5 seconds. Then it's Pete Newman. Then it's Anwar Smith. But he's ahead of a big train here. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Over by 1.8 seconds. Smith, Hefford, Rushworth, Blake Hood, McNally. And Adam Delmont is at the back of this one. But they have decided to throw out the results of race 1, which I do think that's probably fair, as the grid was botched. So yeah, it's been an evening of botches, actually. Botchamania out here. With yeah, we were late into the race, and then they messed up the grid, Adam. They were supposed to do reverse grid championship order. In the end, it was just reverse grid. It was just the qualifying was as the race 1 results was last week. So
Okay.
basically all the fast guys at the front.
Well, looks like someone's just gone around. That's Taylor Lane on the exit of Clearways, car 32, but problem for him.
He's going to get passed by Steve Richardson. Steve Richardson had a very good race 1. Not so good in race 2, but makes another spot there. He started 18th up to 14th place. We had 51 cars going in the BSRTC, Adam, in race 1, and
Wow.
Ashley Sutton took the victory ahead of Kip Stevens in 2nd, and 3rd was Paul Smith.
Yeah, well, good to see Jamie Rushworth back on the grid, up 10 positions so far in the 2nd race, up to 5th place. He's got Ashley Blake Hood right behind him, and he's hounding. Who's out front? Is that Steve Hefford?
Hefford, yeah.
Going down the front straight, Anwar Smith in front of him, down 1 position already. Rushworth looking to the outside in that number 3 car, round the outside. Is there grip out there? There might be.
There is a bit, but can Hefford knows better than to let him have an easy one into Druids, although Rushworth very cleverly tried to take a slightly tighter line. Might benefit him into Graham Hill Bend up the inside, locking up hard there. in the fronts, but managing to do very well. And it's very close here now.
Inside into Surtees. Hefford with that very heavily damaged front right of that Porsche, still holding on. Going to drive around the outside of Clearways now, Jamie Rushworth, but needs to watch out because Ashley Blakehood can always fill that gap on the inside.
Yeah, he can, and he can take any time. Oh, I can hear some contact. What's that? Hear a crash. I couldn't see I couldn't see one.
Oh my word!
Oh, has he held it?
Oh no! No, he hasn't.
Well, he was almost going to. Oh, that would have been great.
That's the end of Steve Hefford. He's disqualified. Jamie Rushworth, I think, is all but done.
That's effectively the end of Jamie Rushworth, I think.
Really?
I find it hard to get back on the circuit as well because they're all quite close together. So you have to wait for Dave. No, maybe not Dave Taylor, but Taylor Lane at least to go through.
Oh yeah, the car's absolutely done.
Dave Taylor must have crashed on that lap as well because he's lost about 10 seconds.
Well, we nearly had a save to equal Maciek Sakovic's one in the Kia Optima from a few weeks ago at Imola there with Jamie Rushworth. However, unfortunately, Steve Hefford was just on the scene to tip him back the other way. But yeah, it was good while it lasted.
That would have been more impressive in a rear-wheel drive car.
Definitely, especially in Paddock Hill Bend as well.
Oh yeah, massively. And I think he might have held it. I don't know. It was going to be close. It's nice to not just talk to myself, I must admit, after the first two races.
Well, I have to say, Ashley Blakehood's been the big beneficiary out of all this. He's gained a few positions now, up to 4th place now, the Ashley Blakehood.
Yeah, that's 10 from where he started. And also another one with 10 from where he started was Adam Delmont. He's up to 6th place now. And he started in 16th.
Are we doing the full 4 races as Ashley Blakehood flashes his lights?
We've got
3 more touring car races.
I believe it's 3 Porsche, 2 or 3 Porsche and 3 Kia. Didn't get a definitive answer on the Porsche. Yeah, Anwar Smith now coming under pressure from Ashley Blakehood. This has been the best I've seen Smith driving in the whole season so far. Had a few mistakes, but doing very well out there, ahead of number 82 Ashley Blakehood with a very clean Porsche 911 as well.
Well, he's doing something that you did brilliantly, if I can say so, in the Club Series seasons ago, holding back the entire field. Of course, he had who was it? You had Jim Flanagan at your mercy. Or was it the other way around? You were attacking Jim Flanagan, wasn't it, in the Club Series?
I started. I remember it well because I started in 6th, and I remember saying to my teammates before the race, I said, "You can't really overtake here, but I'm gonna." Somebody said, "Oh, I had a chance of winning," and I said, "No chance," because I didn't think I could make five clean overtakes around here, but there were 4 clean overtakes, and then the last one.
Oh yeah, you weren't too happy about that, from what I can remember.
I wasn't happy about that at all, but we've sort of buried the hatchet now. So, old Jim, yeah, it's good.
One of the classic Club Series races, I think.
It was a fantastic race. Blakehood. My second and last win was that. Oh, Blakehood's going round the outside. Oh, and he's sliding now.
Going to allow McNally through.
Yeah, there you go.
Those 2 teammates, I think they are, both Youth Energy.
And Delmont as well. Because now Smith makes a mistake. Might allow McNally through. No, it doesn't. Oh, it will now.
Oh dear. Takes a Graham Hill Bend. Will Ashley Blakehood try and get through as well into Surtees? This might on them well, and it doesn't.
No, that was silly. Try that inside there. There's no way. There's no way that's going to work. It just won't. I'm all for trying to sneak through on the outside, but you've got to realise closing speed closing speed was too high there. And now Smith under pressure from Shield, who won race 1, even though it was thrown out. He did win race 1 last week. That one wasn't thrown out.
They're struggling now, and that's him done.
Oh, there goes Smith. Oh, he survived it though, I think.
Just missed the wall, yeah, but here comes another casualty.
Conrad Venter's done well in this race, considering he's well off the track at the very beginning. He's fought back well into 8th place. But yeah, it would have been quite a lot more for him, I think. Matt Bunn leads by 7 seconds. He's really hit his stride in this race. Absolutely dominating out there in the 46s. I think he's the only man. Adam McNally's in the 46s as well. Bunn's still the fastest man out there by some distance. Conrad Venter was in the 46s as well, showing his improvement. Here we go then. 2 corners to go for Matthew Bunn. Started 5th on the grid. He had some work to do here. Oh, as he's sliding round clearways. But he's clear and away. Matt Bunn takes the 2nd race of the evening and another one for CQR.
Great battle here between Christian Rose and Dan Blake on the final lap of the race. They're going to go at it into Xerxes, and that's Rose up the inside, car 93, past Dan Blake.
There's Michael.
And that should be,
Michael Blake.
8th position.
Michael Blake's not out of this as well. Dan Blake sliding around through the last corner. Michael Blake, got a good run. It could be a photo finish here, Adam.
We go to the line between the 2 Blakes, and at the line it is. It's Dan Blake, I think, by 300ths of a second in the end. And Michael Blake, who had a pretty big incident here in the Winter Series, was on his roof, I think, after having a big one, gets a top 10 result at the end of that.
That was some Blake on Blake crime, and well, only 300ths of a second between them. Excellent driving out there, and yeah, a good race, I think.
Right then, of course, the next BSR race isn't too far away, so I'll run you through the finishing order. Matt Bunn takes the win by 8 seconds. Tell you what, Matt Bunn's becoming the Mike Bushell of the BSR Porsche series.
There you go.
Right, there you go. That is some BTCC.
That's Renault Clio Cup stuff, isn't it?
Is he Renault Clio Cup? Which one's BSR?
Well, he's done both. I think he's done both.
I think he's in the. I think he was racing in the Porsches on Sunday in Brands Hatch. I'll double check. I know I've heard of Mike Bushell somewhere. Pete Newman 2nd, 8 seconds behind. Adam McNally. It's the 2 Adams. McNally and Delmont 3rd and 4th. Ashley Bakehood 5th. Andy Shields 6th. Blimey, it's the A team here. Conrad Venter in 7th place. Christian Rose 8th, and there you go, the 2 Blakes 9th and 10th, Dan and Michael. Anwar Smith 11th after starting 2nd on the grid. Shame for him, really. Steve Richardson 12th, 13th for Taylor Lane. Dave Taylor 14th. Steve Hefford and Jamie Rushworth both met their end in Paddock Hill Bend. And Simon Landemore 17th after starting on the pole position, and AD King finishing in 18th place, 10 laps down. Problems for him early on.
So my high-powered analysis of that finishing order is 2 Adams finished together, 2 Blakes finished together, and Taylor Lane and Dave Taylor right next to each other as well. So there we go. Right then, 2 Porsche races down, but now we join the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship once more. So back in a couple of minutes for round 7 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We'll be back in just a few.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Truex in the outside contact made. 56 slides in at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe?
Welcome back to Brands Hatch and welcome back to Apex Racing TV for round 7 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. Andrew Woodhouse, Sam Coomer on the cameras. We're joined by Adam Bath this time from the start. And Adam, it's good to have you back, mate. I was sick of talking to myself. But yeah, it's well, how nicely poised is this with a 36-car reverse grid? Thorstein Helgeson's on pole position, and it should be very interesting as some of the guys have to fight through from a long way down in the field.
Yeah, we get to carry on what we started last week, and we had all the makings of a fantastic race meeting there. We've got the high entries are still up there again, 50 plus cars in the opening race of the day. Ash Sutton using his knowledge, well, he didn't really gain much knowledge in the BTCC on Sunday. Most of the time I saw him, he was either off or
got taken out, didn't he? Yeah,
he got taken out by, I wasn't too happy at all, but he would have been happy today winning the opening race, but now he's going to be languishing down pretty much where he was during the opening exchange to the BTCC on Sunday. So we'll see if he's able to cope in the Kia Optima in race 2 of the day. Big reverse grid as well.
Probably will. Look for him to gain maybe 5 or 10 places on the opening lap, such as his skill in these reverse grid races. If you've not seen BSRTC before, well, welcome, and sit back and relax and enjoy, because the first reverse grid race of the day, well, technically race 1 was a reverse grid race, wasn't it? But I think everybody was quite well behaved in that one. So this is the first bona fide reverse grid race. We'll see what it brings to us.
Running through the top 10 from the last race that we had just a few moments ago, but in between the second race of the Porsche Cup, Ash Sutton took the win. Kip Stevens got a brilliant result in second place. The Winter Series champion, Paul Smith, he did a fantastic job up in third position. 4th for Jamie Ayres, Ross McFarlane in 5th, 6th Sven Glatzel, Dan Kraft in 7th, Baker 8th, Frederick Rasmussen 9th, and Richard Gore in 10th. It is Thorstein Helgeson that's going to get the reverse grid for the second race of the day. 36 cars reversed, and Scott Malcolm 2nd, Roden 3rd, Whitehead 4th, and McFadden 5th. So a very Scottish flavour to the top 5 of the grid for this second race.
Yeah, that's a good looking top 5, and hopefully it's going to be clean at the front and it filters all the way through. We had a massive smash in the Porsche race earlier on, Adam, the first Porsche race. Coming out of Paddock Hill Bend, there was about 12 cars involved, and there were only 16 on the grid. It was quite a ridiculous incident, but luckily the results of that race got thrown out. And yeah, so only the results of race 1 last week and the last race we've just done will count for that. So any Porsche viewers out there, just obviously clarifying a bit of that for you. Now, hopefully this one will be incident-free, at least from my side anyway. I'm happy enough for everything to be working.
Helgeson on pole then, Scott Malcolm 2nd, Simon Roden 3rd, Andrew Whitehead in 4th. He usually does well in race 2s. Stuart McFadden in 5th, Dan Hunt 6th, Matthew Keeber 7th, Stuart Atkinson 8th, Nathan Davis 9th, and Michael Blake, just fresh from the Porsche. He rounds up the top 10. Ben Hackerson 11th, 12th Alex Everett, Mark Woodhouse in 13th, car number 1 Wojciech Savidovic in 14th place, Lorne Murray 15th, 16th Michael Hall, 17th is Rob Graham, 18th Jack McIntyre, 19th Alex Molensky, and 20th Andreas Katz. Nicole Foggy in 21st, George Simmons 22nd, 23rd Pete Newman, 24th Rusty Lader, 25th is Ricardo Castroledo, pro driver, 26th Max Wright, 27th Richard Gore, 28th Frederick Rasmussen, 29th David Baker, rounding up the top 30 is Dan Kraft.
Right. No way you were going to make that one.
No.
Here we go then. Red lights are on here at Brands Hatch. Going to be chaos. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Green light is on. Good start by Helgeson. He throws it into Paddock Hill Bend first.
We managed to get further than the BTCC cars did without crashing. Spoke too soon.
Oh, everyone survived. What a save by Stuart McFadden. I thought there was certain death there, to be honest.
Well, if he was in a Porsche, he would have been done for, but thankfully these Kia Optimas, he can save them with it being front-wheel drive.
Nathan Davis tried flying up the inside. Oh, Davis is on the grass. Where's he going? And McFadden ahead of Simon Roden. Oh, Roden sideways.
Was that 42? That was Davis.
Davis, yeah, taking any prisoners there.
Oh, he's suffered big time here, Simon Rosen, as we go onto the front straight. Probably picked up a slowdown from getting turned sideways, and that's going to be a killer hit.
Dan Hunt is in the mix as well, behind Scott Malcolm. Get the sense if Dan Hunt can get past Scott Malcolm, he's got a good chance of chasing after his teammate Helgeson.
Helgeson's made the jump already. 1.6 second lead at the end of the opening lap. Who are the big gainers? Hackerson up 6 positions to 5th position inside the opening exchanges. Michael Hall also up 6 positions. Savidovic up 5.
Look at this in the middle. That is between Rasmussen, Kieber and Foggy. Rasmussen going very, very wide. Wide line works up to a point, but doesn't have enough momentum, I don't think. He might have a sniff into Paddock-Hill, but Foggy's got the slipstream. It's got a big slipstream from the car of Jack McIntyre.
Harewood Hill to Druids Bend. Side-by-side action in front. That's Stuart Acton with Alex Everett. Everett will have the inside line for Graham Hill Bend. This is over 7th and 8th. And Atkinson not giving up, but he's going to have to slot back into that Kia Optima-sized gap. And behind him is Michael Hall, the CQR club car, S-line car, I should say.
Meanwhile, Dan Hunt through into 2nd place, so that's important for Sim Gear. They've got 1 and 2 at the minute.
On straight we go then. Dan Hunt's got to close up a 2-second gap in 14 laps as Scott Malcolm and his Automac teammate go into battle here. This is McFadden round the outside. Up the inside, I should say, with the blue roof.
Simmons has just gone round the outside of Woodhouse. That was a very, very good move. To Paddock-Hill Bend, that was a crash. I think it was Andreas Katz maybe hitting someone. But I think it might have survived actually, everybody.
Oh, very heavily damaged CQR S-line car behind Andreas Katz in 21st position. That's David Baker, car 3. Car 2, I should say.
I think back when iRacing envisioned their service that they ever thought they'd see the day when this 51 car Kia Optima leaves.
I think so. No, I think they were just expecting it to be that minor car in the sports car league sports car series that they did with the Cadillac. maybe that's why they're refusing to give us a touring car. They want to give the Kia Optima the full promotion.
Well, there you go. Hey, look, it's a good car for racing. One of the best we've seen.
Well, Stuart Atkinson in 11th place now. Looks like he's lost out a ton of positions on this lap. Michael Blake's got through. Michael Hall's also got through. And now he's got car 31. That's Rob Graham and George Simmons behind.
That was Rob Graham and George Simmons. They actually, Whitehead and Graham, I think, banked panels. Now Graham Hill Bend, and Whitehead's ahead now of him. He's behind Atkinson.
Once again, apologies to the drivers that are fighting outside the top 25. There's just so much action going on the track at the moment.
Fighting outside, they're still fighting outside the top 40. Oh, someone's off. That's Simon Roden, I think. Roden all the way down into the 40s now.
Simon Roden started in.
3 wide for 41st place. Roden,
Dave Christie, is he in there?
It was Jamie Ayres and 59 Jake Blackall. Jake Blackall going around the outside. Blackall's a race winner in the series this season for Asher Racing.
Could be a reverse grid battle this, of course. We have huge reverse grids in the BSRTC for this season.
Jamie Ayres having a look at 55. That is Dave Christie, the Automac Knock Hill team.
Bit of commentary for them, I believe. Up the inside goes Jamie Ayres into Surtees.
Oh, there goes Christie.
Oh, boy, careful,
man. That was a good piece of driving from Dave Christie to somehow avoid slamming into Jamie Ayres. I mean, look, you look at this train just in front. You've got the likes of Laura Bond, Roy Ververke, Pete Harrod fighting over the minor 30th places, 37th, 38th.
Someone's just recovering. It's Jack McIntyre, who was in 20th at the start of the lap. What happened to the Sim Gear car? Oh, looks like he got a good old-fashioned quarter panel there by Matthew Kieber in the Alpha Tech liveried car.
He was lucky then, McIntyre, that he didn't end up having a more major incident.
Oh, I see smoke, and I can't work out who it is.
No smoke without fire, unless it's dry ice.
it's David Baker hitting a GT Omega car. Is it Mark Woodhouse? I think it is. And he gets hit by the Pro Sim car 17 Rasmussen too. So moment up at Clearways.
Look at the back of Dave Baker's car. You can tell that's a Kia Optima shaped crumple zone, should I say. Good scrap this actually. Baker, Rasmussen, Katz, Kraft, Laidler. That's a heck of a train. Also Kiba as well has been impressive in his first season for Alphalatech. Then it's Newman, Woodhouse, Sutton has hit Woodhouse. Woodhouse is over.
Oh no.
I'm having flashbacks. And he's over and over and over and over. And out, Mark Woodhouse. Unless he can get back down. Come on.
There we go.
Is it okay?
Let's see what kick-started this then. Oh, he nearly did a Tom Onslow Cole, didn't he? In fact, it was very similar to the incident. Jason Plato quarter panelling one of the cars getting on the outside of Graham Hill Ben there back in 2008. And now we've got a battle for the lead on our hands.
Like Sutton really sort of lent on him there. I'm not sure from the angle I had whether there was enough space, but yeah, both of them coming to a bit of grief. As 54, Dawson Helgeson taking on Daniel Hunt. These two are teammates, so what would you do? What you do in this situation? Helgeson needs a BSRTC win. He's not got one, and Dan Hunt, you've got to feel he'll be a title contender. So maybe this is Helgeson just saying, look, you go on, you try and win this race for the team. I'll hold off Stuart McFadden, but Stuart McFadden's not easily held off. I know that from the Club Series. He had some good battles.
Proving week on week, I think, Stuart McFadden at the moment.
He's very quick.
Very good in the Kia Cup on Saturdays.
He's very quick, he's young, and always soaking the information. Let's face it, even though he's very quick, he's got a lot of drivers in his team that have got a heck of a lot of experience, the likes of Scott Malcolm especially, really. Who, with God knows how many hundreds of starts in this league, and he'll just soak up that information like a sponge, McFadden.
Regular interviewees in the Kia Cup, Scott Malcolm and Stuart McFadden, probably because they always do so well. Over the line we go then onto lap 12 of 18, and here comes Stuart McFadden up the inside. Is Dan Hunt going to give him the space? He does, and there's very nearly contact between the two of them on the exit there, and an early warning sign with 7 laps to go.
Got across the bows, as they'd say, of Daniel Hunt, but he lives to fight another day, maintains his lead. Yeah, the old Scotland versus England battle. And Iceland as well, who seem to have a habit of
beating England, yeah.
Beating England. Oh, and I suppose they beat the Republic of Ireland last week as well, but no. I nearly said hi to Helgeson earlier on. There you go, for all you Watford fans out there. Talking to you, Elton John, as Nathan Davis is ahead of Wojciech Sawinowicz.
Got an Icelandic player in the Villa team as they both go wide on the exit of Paddock Hill Ben.
And I'm going to forget his name anytime soon. Who is it? I've forgotten.
The kid Bjarnason.
Bjarnason is that's Alex Everett, I think, using the chrome horn on Nathan Davis.
Oh, and Davis up the inside of car 9. That's Michael Hall.
Michael Hall does well to avoid that, actually. Both of them, really. This is such great racing, Adam. Fantastic. It's just a spectacle, isn't it? It's almost hard to call it, isn't it?
Just pick a position, yeah, and you've got a battle.
Oh, it's a fantastic one going on in the midfield. Brilliant. Malensky, Newman, Glatzel, Anderson. They're all in there. There's a lot of them in there.
Probably do with
Richard Gore, Ross Balfour. See, the likes of Richard Gore and Ross Balfour fighting it out for 27th and 28th places.
Probably do with 3 different commentary teams just to cover the 50+ cars that we've got in this race. It's quite remarkable. Gordon Anderson's had a good race as well. Ross Balfour 22 positions. It's a stalemate really at the front, just keeping an eye on Dan Hunt and Stuart McFadden, but we've got to say McFadden is definitely looking to get by on the grass almost on the exit of the final corner.
Hunt was very slow through clearways. It had to be intentional because we see it a lot, don't we, where drivers, you know, try the bump and run through there. McFadden's going to try the outside line as well, but what that's doing is just putting him on the slightly dirty part of the track. But now Hunt's braking on the slightly dirty part of the track.
Oh, a great battle in race 3 of the touring cars, similar to this between Andrew Jordan and Colin Turkington. Of course, they were rear-wheel drive, so they couldn't really hit each other too much, and they were teammates.
Well, that's it. You don't want to take out your teammate. That's still true in the BSRTC, of course. The Teams Championship, obviously there's glory for the Drivers' Championship, but the Teams Championship is where the big money is. That's where you'll get the lion's share of that $20,000, Adam.
Yeah, and there's so much more to be decided. Of course, you've got to get in the showdown between now and the showdown beginning in September, October time. And now here comes Dan Hunt on the defensive, on the inside. McFadden, is he going to try and get that cut back? We saw it work well in the actual touring cars on Sunday.
Oh, he still has the advantage. He's still got the slight overlap. But now if he's forceful enough, what can Daniel Hunt do? Doesn't want to push out too far. Oh, he's clear.
I wouldn't rule out Hackerson at this moment. He's up the inside of Helgeson into Graham Hill Bend. He's pretty quick in a touring car, and he's now rubbing door handles with Helgeson.
Never rule out Ben Hackerson. Oh, and that's sideways, yeah. Very sideways.
Oh, he's trying to regain his bearings here, and Helgeson flying back up the inside of Hackerson there into clearways. They're going to go at it down the front straight, and it says assaulted on the side of Ben Hackerson's car.
Yeah, this is a fantastic battle for the last position on the podium. Remember, podium credits all important, because they will dictate how many points you'll get in the showdown. And look at that, Hackerson, just a bit braver, I think, that time than Helgeson. And up the inside goes, has a look, Wojciech Svidovic, but he can't get past Scott Malcolm. That's just behind that group that we were just looking at. Action absolutely everywhere. Look at this from 25th. Oh my sweet Jesus, look at it.
Lee Berridge, Diogo Melro, these guys started at the very back of the field. Andrew Whitehead, by the way, is just limping into the pit lane, so problems there for the boosted driver, boosted owner.
Laura Bond's up 12 positions to 32nd. Delian Chepelevsky's up 16 positions. Pete Harrod's up 20 positions. That's excellent for Harrod in the team Mad Car.
In any other league, gaining that many positions would guarantee you a top 5 or maybe even a podium. It doesn't even get you into the top half of the field.
It gets top 30. No, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Pete Harrod's a two-time Club Series champion.
2 laps to go, and I think McFadden might have just ruined the tyres with that slight excursion earlier on in the race, and it might have done the same for Ben Hackerson. We have lost Frederick Rasmussen, and I don't know whether that's a disqualification. It might have been. But yeah, the Pro Sim driver who was up near the front in the early stages of race 2, he has called it a day for this race at least.
We have established over the last few months that excursion is now a word, so it's absolutely fine.
BSR terminology, I think.
There you go.
Right, a book.
We definitely could. Nobody's going to read it. Here comes McFadden into Druids Bend, ahead of... behind Daniel Hunt, and what?
It's all kicking off here. Svidovic versus Scott Malcolm. It looks like Wojciech's got the move done here. Can Michael Horse snatch the position off the Automech car on the last lap?
Possibly can. You keep an eye on that. I'll keep an eye on the front, because it's been a fairly difficult start to the season for SimGear.co.uk, but tell you what, that makes this a lot better already. Daniel Hunt comes through. He takes round 7 of the championship.
Svidovic, Malcolm and Hall in that order. Right, let's have a look at the next few battles then.
Want to look down towards 25th place. Oh, what's happened to 21? Number 21? Andrew Whitehead?
21, Andrew Whitehead. He's a lap down. He was limping into the pits a few laps ago.
He was trying to... he was trying to stay...
Oh my goodness.
Trying to stay on the lead lap. Just couldn't do it. It was fairly close, but yeah. 2 laps down, no points.
Pete Harrow's having to avoid Andrew Whitehead there as soon as they came across the line. Paul Smith, who finished in 3rd position in race 1 earlier on, didn't have the best of race 2s. He was in 48th place, I just saw there. And Simon Roden and Matthew Keeber. Roden started on the 2nd row and Matthew Keeber started inside the top 10. They are the last finishers on the lead lap. 41st place, only 33 seconds behind our winner Dan Hunt.
Yeah, and even 37th was only 24 seconds behind. And it just shows what this British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship is all about. Right, and if we go through the order then, Adam, take us to the results.
I think, as my maths is correct, that's an average of about 8/10 of a second difference separating the cars. Yeah, we've got a bit more time to run you through the results now. We don't have to dash off to any support race action, but
I don't know. There might be another Porsche race.
okay. Well, Dan Hunt takes the win then.
I'll check that.
Yeah, I'll quickly check that as well. As the Stu McFadden second. No session set up at the moment anyway. Hackerson third, Helgerson fourth, Svidovic fifth. Scott Malcolm got sixth for Neander starting on the second row. The queue getting into the pit lane here. Seventh for Michael Hall, eighth Nathan Davis, ninth Alex Everett, and 10th for George Simmons. 11th place for Michael Blake, 12th David Baker with his teammate Dan Craft behind him in 13th. Ash Sutton, another teammate in 14th place. 15th Rob Graham, 16th Andreas Katz, 17th Nicole Foggy, 18th Rusty Laidler, 19th Sven Glatzel, and 20th place for Stuart Atkinson. Alex Walensky 21st position, 22nd for Gordon Anderson, a 20 position gain from him. 23rd for Richard Gore, 24th for Ross Balfour, 25th Yoko Melro, 26 positions gained, but it was only enough to get him into 25th. That might help him though when it comes to the reverse grids. He's got a strong likelihood of being near the front for the third race of the day. Lee Berridge finishing in 26th place, 27th for Julian Janowski, 28th Stalin Chapelevsky after starting in 47th, 28th is Chapelevsky, 29th Laura Bond, 30th for Kip Stevens, 31st for Pete Newman, 32nd for Pete Harrod, 33rd Jamie Ayres, 34th Jack McIntyre, Jake Blackhall finishing in 25th, 26th is Law Murray, 37th Roy Verke, 38th John Roberts, 39th Stephen Baxter, and 40th after starting on the second row Simon Roden. Matthew Keeber 41st, the last car on the lead lap. Andrew Whitehead unfortunately won't score any points. He was limping around late on, 2 laps down in 42nd. Max Wright 6 laps down along with Dave Christie. I don't know what happened to those two, however the signs are that it could be disqualifications for those two because they haven't made any trips to the pits and are classified as out. Frederick Gustafsson, he might have gone the same way too. In fact, I'll just check their incident points actually. Yes, all 3 of those were disqualified. Mark Woodhouse finishing in 46th, 47th Ross McFarlane, who did very well in the first race of the day. Same for Paul Smith, those two finishing down the order. Cesario Rizzo 49th, eliminated early on, the same with Joel Martinson, and Ricardo Castellado didn't get too far at all, finished in 51st place, 18 laps down.
Thanks, Adam, for that. And yeah, a bit more attrition in this one than there was in the first race of the evening. But yeah, now over to Sam Kumo, who's going to give us the results of the reverse grid wheel, the big wheel. Where's that going to be? There's 4 full segments on it. Yeah, we'll see who's going to be on pole position for the next race. That will be full.
It's a full. Well, I'm guessing because it's a question mark. Is the arrow literally in between 2 of the segments?
I'll have a quick look at that on the old stream. Check that. Ooh.
Bug with the wheel apparently. So, well, if it's a full, then we'll take it.
Either a full or 36. It's very close. I think we should just call it a full and have them.
I think. Yeah, we go. It's a full.
If they can make up rules, we can.
We're taking back. Yeah, we're going to take some control.
Oh dear.
That's a bad pun, really. I shouldn't have used it. 41 cars reversed then. Yeah, we don't want to bring politics into this. Simon Roden second, no. Stephen Baxter third, John Roberts fourth, and Roy Verke will be starting in 5th place for what has got the makings of another crazy race.
Indeed. So join us back here in 5 or 10 minutes time for the last race of the evening then in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
It's the final race of the evening here on the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship on the Brands Hatch Circuit in Kent, England. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and Sam Kumo. And Adam, well, we had a full reverse grid given to us by the wheel after the last race, and this time, well, 40 odd cars reversed. It could be quite interesting out there.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think we're going to be seeing the likes of Dan Hunt and Stu McFadden at the front anytime soon in this third race. You never know. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be advancing too far forward in this third and final race of the day around this pretty frantic 1.9 kilometre circuit. I think we can probably say it's the shortest circuit that we go to on the calendar, and it's provided an absolute treat for us so far. Another 50 car grid, and yeah, some brilliant racing all the way through the field.
I would say I would agree with you, except for the fact that I think it's only the shortest road course, because remember, we are going to the Milwaukee Mile.
Ah, yes.
So that might be officially the shortest course, but this is the shortest road circuit.
Just need Martinsville now. That's half a mile.
Oh, again, every week I say that I want Martinsville on the BSRTC schedule, and nobody listens. I think it'd be brilliant. It'd be proper driver's track though, that, wouldn't it? Proper braking battles and...
Take out one of the monsters and put it in.
Oh, why not? I'm going to petition it. Get all of one signature. You. But yeah, no, I think there should be something. Or Bristol. Can you imagine a dust up around Bristol in the Kia Optima?
Darlington.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Any walls hit in that one, I think. I love Darlington. That's such a difficult circuit, so rewarding. Anyways, similar to this Brands Hatch Indy circuit, because again, Adam, it looks easy. People laugh when they see this circuit sometimes for the first time and see the layout, and I think they assume it's easy, but it's far from it.
Definitely, yeah, and yeah, Paddock Hill Bend. It's undulating as well, which is quite extraordinary, really, because it is such a short circuit. You've got the Paddock Hill section up the hill, up Harewood Hill into Druids Bend, and then you've got the run back down the hill into Graham Hill, and then you've got the bottom straight going into Surtees. Very fast section, and if you get it wrong, get on the dirty part of the track, then you really are a passenger after that. And then, yeah, clearways, and one of the main overtaking points, really. Got to watch out for that. Got to be careful of someone lunging up the inside as we're now going down to the grid.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, there's some good overtaking spots on this circuit. Pretty much every corner you have a chance to pass around here in these touring cars. Just to point out, Adam, quickly before we head down to the grid, it's overcast, it's 18 degrees in the air, and it's 18 degrees on the track. And that should make these Kia Optimas much faster than they were in the early going.
And pretty treacherous as well on the opening lap. It has improved the grip since the days when we started broadcasting the BSRTC. Otherwise, we would have been rather worried about what was going to happen in the first corner. But yeah, Matthew Keeper starting on the pole, Roden second, Baxter third, Roberts fourth, Verke in fifth, Lon Murray sixth, Jake Blackhall seventh, Jamie Ayres in eighth, and it's the two Petes rounding out the top 10 in Pete Harrod and Pete Newman. Castrolado is going to be starting at the back of the 50-car field.
Dan Hunt, by the way, last race winner in 40th. Okay then, for the final time tonight, the revs are rising in the Kia Optima. Green light is on. Good start, fantastic start by Keeber. Managed to maintain his lead. Even Baxter up into second place, good stuff from him. I think it was Simon Roden that got a poor start. Already down to 7. John Roberts up to third, Adam. Past going through Jake Blackhall.
I was pretty worried about that first corner, but
somebody's off. It's a Scottish flag I saw off. No, it wasn't. It was an English flag. It was Lee Berridge and the English flag on the top of his car.
Thankfully, we didn't get to say he's just hit Lee Berridge, but yeah, he's done
hello.
Nearly.
No, it's all kicking off in front of them through clearways. Laura Bond is off.
Oh no.
She's back on. The long way round. The very, very long way round.
Rasmussen's already out. I don't even know he took the start, but Rasmussen, yeah, problems for him already, the Pro Sim driver. Into the first lap then, Keeber leads Baxter, Roberts third, fourth is Jake Blackhall, already up 4 positions, trying to get past the boosted car in front of him, and then Roy Verke trying to hold back the 2-time Club Series champion in Pete Harris and Pete Newman as well.
Helgeson, Christie, Rasmussen, and Balfour have come a copper.
Oh my whoopies, and reverse back Mr. Verke, and thankfully gets out of the way.
That's actually a miracle. That Roy Verke was the only driver to come to grief there, really. Did it just him, Adam?
Yeah, it was just Roy Verke. Got quarter panels out the way by, I think it was Pete Harrod.
Look at Stelian Chepelevsky making his way through the field. He's trying to get through on Simon Roden. It's quite easy, that one. Good move by Stelian. He's going to try and catch up to the guys in front. Jamie Ayres is one of them, and also who's that just immediately ahead of Ayres? That's Pete Newman for the race hub with CQR team, who were leading the team's championship, Adam, before tonight's meeting, ahead of the main CQR S-Line team. No. That's Roberts and Blackhall.
Well,
survived.
We've seen cars go too wide into Surtees and it never worked, and that was another example there. And
We
that's
saw it in the last race.
And yeah, that's John Roberts now getting passed by the two Petes then as we come onto the front straight again. And here comes Chapelewski and Jamie Ayres. They might fancy their chances of getting some spots here going into Paddock Hill Bend on that 4.
How much it's split apart as well, this cluster of 6.
Oh no!
Oh, Ayres, and... Goodness me, he did so well. Ever so well, Jamie Ayres, to just pull his car away from the Boosted Motorsport car at the last moment.
Chapelewski just taking his time here, well, trying as much as he can to take his time. Up the inside of Jamie Ayres he goes now.
It's hard to do that in this league. It was hard enough in the Club Series to... Oh, crashed! And that's... oh, I didn't see who it was. It was an Alpha car.
It was car 116. I think it was Ash Sutton that was off.
Sutton? And was it Anderson? Was his... his fellow culprit there.
I don't think Anderson's returned either, so... I think that might be a disqualification.
You know what?
No, he's back. He's back. But
you
the
know
car's
what?
terrible.
It was so unfortunate for both of them. Anderson was round the outside. They made a tiny, tiny bit of contact through the corner. Anderson went sideways, and then there was nothing he could do to avoid hitting Sutton. So it was a racing incident, really, but unfortunate one for both men there.
Battle for the lead, and it's Matthew Keever versus Stephen Baxter. Baxter already at one position to second, and Matthew Keever sliding his way through Surtees. Is he going to throw it up the inside? Stephen Baxter into clearways, he tries, and Keever just opens up the inside a little bit there on the exit of the final corner. And how long have we got left in the race? 12 laps to go.
He's got a good slipstream, Adam. Very good slipstream, Stephen Baxter. We've seen Baxter up the front in several of our races over the past 6 months or so, and he's trying to go around the outside of Paddock Hill.
Up to Druids then. I don't think he's going to be able to hold it round the outside unless he does get a very good run, but there you go, Matthew Keeper doing some good defensive driving here in the early going and keeping that Stephen Baxter car behind. Just looking at the pits when we were going past it there at the end of the last lap, a huge amount of cars in the pit lane already, and we're only 6 laps into the 18-lap race.
Yeah, Anderson, Martinson, Roden, Laidler, Kraft, Everett, Wright, Ververke, Helgeson, Christie and Rasmussen. It's a gathering in pit lane.
A dozen cars in the pits at the end of the 6th lap.
The dirty dozen.
Disastrous dozen.
Disastrous dozen. The dazed and confused dozen. As Pete Newman trying to... It's anything but dazed and confused, actually, Pete Newman. He's up to 4th position.
A dozen dunces.
And he's got the dozen driving dunces. It's Pete Newman. It's 2 Petes, actually. Pete Newman, Pete Harrod, and Jake Blackhall, then. Fighting for 4th, 5th and 6th places.
Now, Hackerson and... Hackerson and Helgeson weren't too far away from... were probably this distance behind Dan Hunt and behind Dan Hunt and McFadden earlier on in the race, and they're able to get there by the end. So if Keeper and Baxter start to squabble again inside the final 10 laps, then we can expect to see those Racer with CQR cars to close in just a little bit.
Yeah, speaking with Racer with CQR, Paul Smith versus Ricardo Castrolado. And this is very good. Paul Smith up 21 places, Castrolado up 23. They've pretty much come through the field together, these two. And Smith finished 3rd in the first race tonight. He's going to try and go back up the inside here. Castrolado a bit wide. Smith through the middle, carries the speed. Castrolado on the inside, the French driver.
They try and get the cut back here.
Oh, Smith might be able to get it done into Surtees with the pink mirrors on his car. He might be through here, you know. Castrolado is not giving up. This is fantastic.
Up the inside goes the Pro Sim car. That is Castrolado back into
position. Look at the run. Look at the run by Smith.
Great cutback.
Great cutback. Great momentum used. Using the hill as well of the straight to propel him down towards the inside. Oh! And he hits the curb hard, and Castrolado again switches over.
Inside he goes. Pro driver versus...
I think surely this time, because Castrolado had the line. He's done a very good job of keeping the line. And through he goes, and that's all for 26th place. Dear me, they're nowhere near the front, these boys. And they've made up... Castrolado's made up 24 places, and he's absolutely nowhere near anything.
looking like at the lead again then. Lap 10 of 18, last time around 47.8,
Oh,
47.6.
Baxter,
So look
here
at
we go.
Baxter darting all over the place.
Might be what he has to do, you know. It might be to distract Matthew Keeber into a mistake.
Here come the race up cars. Pete Harrod is not too far away now, 9/10 of a second between himself and Matthew Keeber. And only 4/10 between Baxter and Harrod.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned it's exactly the same situation that we had earlier on, and it'll make Baxter wary of battling with Keeber because he doesn't want to allow Harrod the chance of going through. And, you know, Harrod's an expert at these type of races, isn't he? He used to make a lot of his living out of the reverse grid races in the Club Series as well.
Got a nice train going here. We've got David Baker, Nicole Foggy, Michael Hall, Wojciech Savinovic and Lee Berridge. And Andreas Katzel on the line here has come across the line. A few big teams here having a go.
Well, to use the American analogy, Nicole Foggy is well up for the Rookie of the Year honours, I think, because having a fantastic start to his BSRTC career, and he's just taken Michael Hall. Wojciech Savinovic is in there as well. He's having a go. Hall tries to fight back here into Graham Mill Bend.
Over 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th.
Foggy around the outside. One of the few BSRTC drivers to have a corner named after him, Foggy S's.
Oh hello, it's all kicking off now, Woody at the front. Here comes Baxter for the lead.
It's all kicking off, hopefully it's clean. Baxter takes the real high line. He's trying to he's trying to fly down the inside. And how is there not contact? I've absolutely no idea. There's a bit between Baxter and Harrod. It's not too serious. Baxter's going to retain second place. Harrod's got to slot in behind. He has to wait his turn. Let's see now. Here we go. Baxter's got a good, maybe not as good a run as I thought originally. If you're Matthew Keeber, what do you do here?
Keep doing what you're doing,
30 odd pursuers. 40 pursuers.
How long has he got? He's got 6 laps. The longest laps of his life, I think, at the moment, as he comes across the line. Lap 13 then of 18.
But you think it's funny because Brands Hatch Indy is one of the tracks where, I don't know about you, I always feel comfortable of being in front.
Yeah.
But yet overtaking is possible.
I think if
Very
you cover
possible.
the inside, you always see it in the actual touring cars. You cover the inside line into Druids. That's one corner covered off. Then you just got to make sure that you cover the inside line into clearways, and you've pretty much got it done as long as you nail your entries and your exits going through Graham Hill Bend and Paddock Hill. You've
got to get a good exit through the final corner.
Yeah.
It is one of those where if you're not quite on your line, someone can slip up the inside, and we'll see here if that's the case. It's a good exit from Keeber, putting his car exactly where he needs to, but now there's a train beginning to form. A train that includes some experience, the form of Pete Harrod, in the form of Pete Newman. Stephen Baxter is there as well, one of the slightly newer drivers to the series. Jake Blackhall as well has won races before in this championship, 2 of them.
Well, not afraid to take that entry curb, are they? Baxter goes very wide. Contact there. That's Jake Blackhall getting hit by Pete Newman. That's Blackhall up a position then. Pete Newman demoted, and so another position. Czepelewski through.
Now, would you rule out Stelian Czepelewski with 4 laps to go? I wouldn't.
Rule him out?
I wouldn't, because he's quick out there at the minute, Czepelewski. Lapping about the same time as the leaders. He's the fastest man. I think the fastest man on the track is actually Sutton, closely followed by Kip Stevens.
First time in a while that Matthew Keeber was quicker than Stephen Baxter on that last lap. Only by a few hundredths of a second though. Lap 15, 48.04. 47.4 for Baxter, 47.9. Quicker again.
Sutton flies up the inside of Kip Stevens into Paddock Hill Bend. That's just unbelievable braking, timing. Matt Sutton. And that was after an excursion earlier. Oh, Stevens gives him some through it.
I can imagine what he's saying in that helmet.
Oh, that's it. He's got to be enjoying this race. So suddenly he's still up 16 positions, you know, from where he started, even after going off early on.
Keeber's starting to edge away a little bit. 5/10 of a second now between him and Stephen Baxter, and maybe Pete Harrod can sense that a chance to get a win here for the race of the CQR team starting to slip away, and we'll start to crank up the intensity a little bit here as we now go on to lap 16, 3 laps to go.
Oh dear me,
Baxter moving about a bit.
Baxter nearly cut off Harrod completely. Oh, what's that? There's some contact into Paddock Hill. I think it's Jamie Ayres. Oh, Ayres into Glatzel.
Mies, who was inside the top 10 in 9th position, he's not anymore.
Baxter survives. Yeah, breathing space, a wonderful thing for Matthew Keeber. Just means, for a change, Adam, he can focus on what's in front of him.
Nice clear track. And only 2.8 kilometres to go for him when he gets to the line.
10 seconds separates the top 20 Kia Optimas. That's right, you heard that correctly. There's some more contact. Oh, there it is. Glatzel. Is that Baker and Simmons? And Glatzel's in the pits. Possibly a meatball there.
Is Baxter getting ready for one last surge? Here comes Harrod. Oh.
Harrod trying to make a scalp there.
First time in a while that Baxter was quicker than Matthew Keeper in front of him. Good exit out of Graham Hill Bend, the gap down to 0.4 of a second.
Keeper's tyres should be in fairly good shape. He's led nearly the entire race, but he has led the entire race, so maybe he's just had the chance to after the rubber a little bit more than, say, Baxter, because Baxter now under severe pressure from Pete Harrod.
E-licence as well, one of the lowest I ratings in the field as well, but that doesn't matter, he's leading as we start the last lap.
Tell you what, these two weaving around and changing positions, and Baxter's going to defend the inside line hard. Harrod just needs to go to the outside, doesn't he? Oh, doesn't need to be bothering himself with this. If you know he's going to cover the inside, go as far wide as you can, get the best entry.
Newman up the inside of Cheppy into Graham Hill Bend. That's going to be 5th position for the race-up car, but Cheppy's not going to give up.
The final lap, Matthew Keeber, so 2 corners away from a famous win. And now Falatech haven't won for quite a long time either, Adam, and Keeber's going to do it.
The final corner then, he's not going to have any issues at all, and what a great job there for Matthew Keeber. Started on pole position, held back the entire field, and he's going to take the win.
Fantastic victory for Matthew Keeber. Head of Stephen Baxter.
Separated by 2 seconds.
Stephen Baxter, Pete Harrod, Stelin Chepelevsky. Jake Blackwell, then Chepelevsky, then Newman. It's still kicking off for 28th place. Oh, it is kicking off well and truly. Laura Bond, Scott Malcolm. Bond's going to go through. McFarlane's on the grass. I think Bond's going to take it, is she?
29th, yeah.
Yes. So Smolensky took 3 places on the final lap, and Laura Bond also took 3 places. Very good for Laura. After she was well off the. She dropped down a long way in the early going. Was just cruising along the outside of the track, and found some great pace in the second half of the race, as did some of the others as well. Mark Woodhouse made up 13 positions. Ross McFarlane himself made up 15. Who's the biggest gainer out there, Adam? Would it be?
It is
Castrolado, 27 places?
Yes, it is, yes. 27 positions for Castrolado. Second, Paul Smith with 21. George Simmons, who finished in 12th, 19 positions gained in McFadden and Sutton. 21st place for McFadden, 9th for Sutton. They both gained 18 positions, along with Wojciech Savidovic.
I will say this, though. Cars that started in the top 10 that finished there, 6.
Hey. Wow.
That's quite a lot, really, for one of these.
That is quite a lot. Usually we're expecting 5 or less, but a great job there. Let's run you through the finishing order, Mac.
That shows, sorry, just quickly, that shows just how well driven it was, wasn't it, by the front runners?
Definitely.
Very good.
Usually the main contributing factor in the demise of the cars that started inside the top 10 is lap 1 wrecks, and we didn't have any in that third race. And once you get that opening lap out of the way, the order does seem to settle down a little bit. So
yeah, the only
great job
ones,
from those guys.
Roy Viverki had a spin, didn't he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he got hit off, but
okay, hit off. I didn't see that, but Simon Roden had a bad start. That's what dropped him down off the top 10. Then I think he got wrecked. Jamie Ayres had a spin, but apart from that, really everybody else. Lorne Murray got shuffled back a bit, but was only 9 seconds off the lead. So really, not a bad effort from all the guys who started at the front.
In the finishing order, Matthew Keever takes his first win in the BSRTC. Stephen Baxter second, very close in the end, only half a second. Then it was very close. Pete Harrod third, Jake Blackhall fourth, fifth for Stelin Chapelevsky, and then sixth Pete Newman. And on average, the top 6 were separated by 0.3 of a second each. 7th for John Roberts, 8th Diogo Melro. I said that reverse grid before the start of the race free broadcast, so that reverse grid would help him. Didn't really help him at all, did it? He started 16th and finished 8th. Ash Sutton finished in 9th and 10th for Kip Stevens. I think Ash Sutton's been fastest in every single warm-up session that we've had prior to the race getting underway, but it hasn't really helped him due to the fact that he's been starting so deep in the midfield. 10th for Kip Stevens. Those two had a great battle towards the end. 11th for Richard Gore. 12th for George Simmons. 13th for David Baker after starting in 29th. 14th for Julian Janowski. Nicole Foggy, another great performance, 15th place. Lorne Murray 16th. Michael Hall 17th. And Savidovic in 18th. Those two working through the field well together. Andreas Katz 19th. Lee Berridge in 20th. 21st for Stuart McFadden after finishing second in race 2. 22nd for Ben Hackerson. Castrolado 50th to 23rd. Not often you can say that. 24th for Stuart Atkinson. Dan Hunt and Paul Smith 25th and 26th. Michael Blake 27th, 28th Alex Smolensky, 29th Laura Bond, and 30th for Scott Malcolm. Ross McFarlane in 31st, 32nd Mark Woodhouse, Jamie Ayres in 33rd, Andrew Whitehead 34th, 35th for Ross Balfour. Problems for him in that race. He started in 17th, 36th for Cesario Rizzo, Rob Graham 37th, and then the cars that did not finish because they all finished over 2 laps or more down. Sven Glatzel 38th, Nathan Davis 9 laps down, and 39th. Just seeing which of these are disqualifications and which aren't. None of them actually are disqualifications. Alex Everett 40th place, Gordon Anderson 41st, 42nd John Martinson, Simon Roden 43rd, Rusty Laidler 44th, Dan Kraft 45th, 46th Max Wright. Roy Verke out early on after getting quarter panels into the Graham Hill Bend wall. Thorstein Helgeson 48th, Dave Christie 49th. And Frederick Rasmussen didn't take the start.
Well, I'll tell you what, the racing really picked up, especially at the end of the night, and yeah, a brilliant, fantastic final race really that we had. It was a great battle, but fought cleanly and fought with great skill.
We do have a driver waiting for us to talk to us in the interview room. It's Stuart McFadden. Voice you will have heard quite a few times now on Apex Racing TV over the last few weeks. This is in the box now. Yeah, second place, Stuart McFadden in race 2. That was a good battle with Dan Hunt towards the end.
Yeah, it was. It was a really close racing, which is obviously very good. We don't want drivers hitting each other off and everything. So as long as it looked good in the broadcast, that's the main thing.
Now, one of the things that we were saying is that obviously you're quite a young driver in your team. But how much does it help having guys with so much experience, like likes of Scott Malcolm and Lorne Murray and other people who've done quite a lot of racing in this car?
It's helpful because if I'm in certain scenarios, I can relate to them and go, yeah, what do I do here? And they'll go, right, do this, and then I'll know, put that at the back of my mind, and I'll know for the next time not to do that. So yeah, it's very good to have people like that in your team. And don't forget Rob as well. He's had a lot of experience with the car. So those three guys I can relate to. And if I make any mistakes of that, I can relate to them and go, hey, look, did I do anything wrong here? And they'll go, yeah, don't do this, do that, don't do that next time. So it's really good to have guys like that in the team.
With the 50 cars then, especially around this circuit like Brands Hatch Indy, with it being so small and so tightly confined, how difficult was it to get overtakes done, especially in the reverse grid races where you were stuck in the midfield?
Well, reverse grid races is always going to be a wee bit of action, we'll put it that way. But the main overtaking opportunities is getting a good run out of paddock and then into the hairpin. And then getting a good run through the kind of right-left chicane, just coming onto the pit straight. That's your two kind of main overtaking places on the track.
Been pretty difficult though. I mean, patience we mentioned was surely required, and was it difficult to show patience out there with obviously getting attacked from the front and from behind?
It's difficult sometimes, but I do think that I'm learning to deal with it a lot better than what I used to. But that's just with the people in the team, as you said, with a lot of experience.
Looking where we're going to next week.
I think it's
Is
Donington.
it Watkins? Is it, or is it Donington?
I think it's Donington.
Donington, well,
Oh, brilliant! I love Donington. We've done, yeah, Adam, you've done that in the World Series, didn't you not?
Yes, I did. Yes, I can remember that. Unfortunately, it does say on the calendar we do go to Watkins, but I don't know whether that's going to get pushed back a week. That's going to get pushed forward to next week, or it's just going to get cancelled altogether. But yeah, I don't mind either track really, Watkins Glen or Donington.
The last time I was racing with him, I called him. Never mind. As yeah. But anyway, Stuart McFadden, is there anybody else who you'd like to thank before you leave us tonight?
Obviously, our main sponsor, Altmec, they're very, very good. They're performance specialists in Central Scotland. So if anybody's watching from Central Scotland and need their car, then yeah, go and check out the website and go and get your car done by them. It's really, really good service by them, and to all my teammates, and they help me lots.
Great stuff. Well, thanks very much, Stuart, for joining us.
Yeah,
and I'm sure this won't be the last time this season.
No, I'm always up for an interview.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
No bother. See you later.
We're now joined by. Well, he was racing with pro drivers today, and he commentates on pro drivers at the weekend, and it's Paul Smith.
Yeah, that was a bit of fun, wasn't it? I'm glad we finally got it done. That's all I can say.
Mr. Bathurst himself. Hello, mate.
I'll tell you what, I'm not liking the Indy circuit round here, but that final race was a bit of fun. The middle race for me tonight, getting taken out by my teammate. Ooh. Yeah, it wasn't his fault to be fair, but he was the one.
Never good, is it?
No, it's never. Yeah, you never appreciate it. I got very close to all that action down after Grey Mill Bend on the third lap on that final race, and managed to dodge everyone and gained about 12 positions through that one thing. So it wasn't too bad starting from the back and finishing so far up. It was a good race, but I'll be glad wherever we are next week that we'll be not a Brands Hatch.
Nice, Donington Park next week. So I believe anyway.
Slash Watkins.
Is it Watkins actually?
Well, it says today on the 6th of April it was supposed to be Watkins Glen. So
it'll probably be Watkins Glen. I
think aren't they going to be moving Watkins Glen until
later in the season?
Later, yeah, because of course we've got the BTCC coming up next week as well from Donington Park. So which I will be there, by the way.
Oh, there you go. We want that to be sort of similar, don't we? So.
I know you usually make your pilgrimage from to watch Alton Park, don't you? But
yeah,
are you doing that this year as well?
I don't know if I'll be able to make. Oh, I'm going to Alton Park on Monday actually for the British GTs.
Oh, British GTs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I'm going down to Silverstone on the Friday for the World Endurance Championship practice. So
there you go.
Busy old weekend at Easter.
And then on Saturday night.
Oh yeah, Saturday night.
You'll be joining us in the commentary box. So that's
I make my glorious return to Apex Racing TV.
Well, there's only one word. There's only one word I can use to describe that, and that's delightful. Yes, I think it is. Anyway, but yes, that is on the Pen Power V8 Supercar Series.
I'm glad you know, because I need to look it up.
We'll be going to Bathurst, and that qualifying starts. I think our broadcast will start about 7:15 UK time. So join us for that. It'll be 2 races, a sprint race and a feature race.
Oh, it's always good racing around Bathurst as well.
It is indeed, and all joking aside, you do like the track a lot, don't you? So it's going to be.
It's a challenge. And that's what I like about it. It doesn't forgive you. By the way, I just want to say a big shout out to Ricardo Castrolado in that final race as well. We went side by side for a lap and a half, 2 laps. So,
we saw it. Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race, and not a bit of paint swapped either. It was fantastic, fair racing.
We did get it on the broadcast as well.
Mm.
So I'm sure you'll like.
I had to give you something for the show, that's for sure.
Hey, well, I'm sure you'll like that when you watch that back. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
But yeah, I know I'll get shouted at by my team, so thanks to Race Hub and CQRS Line for their continuing support of our teams in our efforts in the BSRTC this season.
Great stuff. Right there.
Cheap plug. There you go. Thank you very much.
Cheap pop, never. Yeah, exactly. Right here on Apex Racing TV. Okay. Hey, Paul, thanks. It's always a pleasure, mate, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you at the weekend.
You certainly will, that's for sure.
All right. Take it easy.
I think you could have got a better expert in for the V8 Supercars at Bathurst.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what, we've got 2 of them down there, so Mr. George Simmons, Mr. Andrew Whitehead. Who should we start with first? I don't know. George, here we go, mate. How are we doing?
Evening, chaps. Yeah, cracking bit of racing today. I was quite pleased that we managed to delay the 3 races at Brown, so I'll get another one in because I was all fired up after the first race last week.
They did well in that, and 31st to 12th in that last race looked pretty good as well.
Yeah, I think I started in 22nd and then 23rd in races 2 and 3 and just sort of hung around there. But yeah, the last race, all of a sudden, all the cars were just dividing in front of me and I just kept it clean and found myself near the top 10. So yeah, with these big reverses, it's nice to just hang on to it, stay on the track and see where you end up, really. And I think it turned out all right.
Now,
Andrew Whitehead, what happened? Yes, what happened in that second race? We saw the car crabbing a bit and going into the pit lane late on.
Oh, don't start me on that.
Is that a protest being lodged?
Oh yeah, but you know, just in terms of the sporting code, yeah. I mean, it was I think Pete just went in a little bit hot, to be honest, and ordinarily you wouldn't really expect much from that, but I think his front bumper caught the wheel square on and just knocked it right under. So yeah, it was unfortunate because you know I don't normally get to run in sort of the 12th, 14th place, so and I was hanging on quite well with some really quick drivers, so you know to have been taken out in a position that you know I was holding my own quite well, a lot better than I expected, to be honest. But you know, it's just one of those things. It's a race, isn't it? So I did the other 2 races were incident free, right in the middle of all the melee. So I'm quite proud of that bit.
Good day for the boosted team though in race 2. Anyway, Ben Hackerson was able to get a podium out of all that.
Yeah, I mean, as a team, I think we had a cracking night. I know John got retired in the first race, and I got retired in the second race. But we got a few cars home incident free. We held our own, and we were there at the front of it as well with some of the cars. So really good night, I think, for us.
Now, I wanted to ask you something. You were at the BTCC, weren't you, at Brands Hatch?
Absolutely.
How was it? Did you have a good time?
Always.
Yeah. I've said there was some great racing out there and some crazy stuff going on, wasn't it? But you know, good to go and cheer on Ash, I expect.
Yes, unfortunately we don't wear the BMR gear when we're there. We tend to go with AMD tuning, so we're Antwort Niels and
When it's Audi, wasn't it?
Yes, and the Wookiee, you know. So we're with those guys, I'm afraid. But no, it's nice to see all the guys. It's really nice to walk up and down pit lane and say hello to a few people. You know, it seems such a long time between the final races of the season and the first one. So nice to be back in it.
I think it is quite a long time though, really, isn't it? I think it's about knocking on for 6 months.
Yeah, October to March. Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it's quite good. But I mean, did you take any inspiration from that in terms of your driving today? Then, in terms of did you glean anything from what you saw out there?
We didn't hit anyone on the start straight, did we? So it's not too bad.
So I managed
but that's been done before, hasn't it? We've seen that one.
We've seen that one.
Don't mention the Winter Series.
Don't mention the Club Series either. When we had a safety car before the almost before everyone had crossed the start line. So yeah.
I think Laidler in season 7 or 8 was the best one we've ever had off the start line, wasn't it?
Summit Point. Oh, there was his one at Summit Point where he ended up going down the grass for 300 yards. I remember that.
Oh, that was the race I was in. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, no, that one at Summit Point. I'm sure he was overtaking me on the grass. But no, I think the most famous crash here on the start was that season 7 one where Rusty just speared off to the outside before he got to Paddock Hill. But yes, watching the guys go around on Sunday and on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, we all made it off the line, which is good, and we didn't outbrake ourselves into Paddock Hill, and we mostly stayed out of trouble. So I think, saw where all the guys were struggling at the weekend, and we managed to stay away from that. So we did take some notes.
I'll tell you what, George, no pressure for you, mate. I'll let you do the shout out for the sponsors if you like.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, obviously it's great to have all the boosted cars running towards the front of the field. We seem to have got some quite good pace this year, really. I'm not sure what happened, but all of a sudden we got Ben and myself both with the podium after 2 rounds. But yeah, no, it's just good to see a boosted livery on the car. We haven't really got any proper sponsors yet this season, which is a shame. But if anybody's out there interested, we are more than happy to take some requests.
That's it, and it's Adam. We see a lot of sponsors in this series, and it's a good cause. You get a lot of exposure on the TV.
Definitely, yeah, and we cover the whole field, and with championship.
We try.
Like this, we try to anyway. But yeah.
It.
And I mean, who wouldn't want to sponsor the prettiest cars on the grid? I mean,
they are very nice,
distinctive.
No, I'm going with pretty.
They are very very nice. I will say that. For me, it's between you and the CQR guys this year in terms of the liveries. But I'll probably get some real hate for that from other people. But that's what I think's done the best job.
I see Alphanatec one for me, I think.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, sweet. Yeah.
No, I like the CQR ones are nice. They've got a decent balance. A lot of them have got the lines are far too straight for my creative mind. So.
And sorry, I'm contractually obliged to say the Apex Racing TV one as well, because the Apex Racing UK, because that's a beautiful one as well. But yeah, guys, like I said, I wish you all the best of luck trying to get a sponsor in. I hope you can, and just keep plugging away, and well done for just really the improvements you've made over the course of the winter.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, while you're on liveries, don't forget to give a shout out to the Automech guys, because they've got theirs is quite nice.
I think everybody's stepped up.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking car out there, is it? Really
bad.
Everybody's stepped up pretty well this year, I think. So, but yeah, look, we hope it continues, and we hope you guys have a good season. I'm sure we will catch up with you soon.
Thanks again to you guys. Broadcasts are always absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to watch this one back. Yeah, so yeah, thanks a lot, chaps.
Cheers, George. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers, boys. Right then, yeah, always good to speak to the boosted lads. And Adam, well, that was like I said, that meeting just got better and better, didn't it, as it went along?
Definitely, yeah. It's a shame there's only 3 races, but yeah, next week, Donington Park. So basically 2 of my favourite circuits in the space of a week. Can't wait for Donington Park, especially the national layout that run into the final chicane, where it can really kick off if you get it wrong. And well, yeah, I only like it probably because I got a 2nd place there in the World Series somehow. Anyway, great track to race these Kia Optimas on, and yeah, next week should be a good one.
Yeah, she's disqualified. Oh,
I think that wasn't George Simmons. I don't think it was. I think it might have actually been George Simmons. Oh, it was Lewis Bibby, wasn't it?
But yeah, I'm not going to repeat what you said about Stuart McFadden last time. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. And on that bombshell, it's time to end, of course. But look, thanks for joining us here on Apex Racing TV. We appreciate that. Had a couple of issues tonight, and I'll be honest, we're all feeling a little bit under the weather. So just glad to get through this one, I think. But thank you very much, everybody, for sticking with us, and we'll see you next week at Donington Park for more from the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.